Hello, my dear friends. It's Yuri Tvetkov, and today I want to make the new, for me, video about the golf statistics, but it will be something related to the online performance of the Players Championship, which have started in the United States just maybe one hour ago. This game will be about the statistics of the golfers who are taking part in this event. I will try to look for the online statistics, the play-by-play results of the golfers on different holes, and I will try to make predictions after every stroke which they will make. What are the chances for the making birdie for them on this hole? In this case, we will try to see how those expectations will be relative with the real performance. It will be possible to make it just in the online. Most of us prefer to look for the translation for the video of the game, but I prefer to be involved in this process by looking for the PGA Tour leaderboard and to calculate the chances for the different players. I have started. It's just experiment for myself, and I will take the 3 players here who are already started and who are, in my opinion, have well known, and in this connection they have the interest for the public also. So I'm looking for the P.Cantlay, and we know that Patrick, I have made a video about the P.Cantlay statistics. It will be in the description of this video, attachment to this video, and this connection. If you will interested, you can look for him. I also made a video about the Dustin Johnson, and mostly I'm worried about the performance of Dustin on the green because his putting statistics is not so good. And exactly this year, in the second part of the last season, he had the troubles with the putting from such distances as 7 or 8 foot, and sometimes from even less distances, from 6 foot, for example. So I will look for the game of those 3 persons, and I think that it will be reasonable to start from the P.Cantlay, who have made 2 birdies by this moment, and we will try to look for him. He have started from the 10th hole, and we will try to look for him for his performance. So his first stroke was on the left fairway, so it was very good stroke. And this connection, I think that he have raised additional points to make the birdie from after this stroke, because to make the birdie from the left fairway, from the distance 120, approximately 120 yards, it's available task for him, and I think that probability of the birdie on this hole for him after first stroke will approximately 60% and something like that. And we see that he have made very good approach on the green. He was in 7 foot and 9 inches to the hole, and I have his statistics for this distance for 8 foot. His statistics is 50%, so he have raised his probability of the birdie from approximately 40% to 50%, and he have made his putt and have a birdie. So on the next hole, it's quite difficult to evaluate the probability of the birdie after first hole on the par 5. In this connection, I will try to do it, but I think that my proximity to this valuation will be not so good, but at least I will try to do it. So from 270, I think that his probability to make the birdie were approximately 30 or 40%, something like that. After that, he was in the green side, front side bunker, and I think that probability became approximately 45%. After that, he made a stroke to the green in 8 foot and 7 inches. It's approximately 9 foot, and his probability from this distance is 46%, and he have made a birdie again. So currently we can say that he is very good in putting indeed, and he could use the putting, have played them better than his probability, the long-term probability and probability in this season. So take a look for the fourth hole, and we see that he have made a first stroke for 300 yards to the right far away, and he is only 40 foot and 2 inches to the hole. I think that from this distance his probability for eagle will be approximately 5% or something like that, and his probability for birdie is close to maybe 70%. So I will expect that he will make birdie on this hole with probability 70%. This is the game is beginning. Yes, this is a game for me. So we will take a look for the second player. It's G.Woodland. I didn't study his statistics. I just have information about his statistics in the putting from different distances. So we can take a look for the first hole, play by play. So the probability after first stroke, he was in the right rough and 147 yards to the hole, and I think that probability of birdie from this distance was approximately 30 or 40%. After that, he was in the front side green bunker, and I think that probability of the birdie was less than approximately 50% in this position. Oh no, for birdie it was no, it was his probability was very small. After short stroke, he was on the green in 31 foot to the green. I think that probability was less than 3% or something like that. After first putt, and the probability of the par was approximately 90%, and he have made a par by the fourth with one putt, with two putts. So on the second hole he have made birdie, and we can see that the distance was approximately, after first stroke, was approximately the same as it was for P.Cantlay, and I think that the probability of the birdie from this distance was approximately 30 or 35%. After that he have made again the stroke in the front side bunker, so he was need to play the scrambling. Oh no, not scrambling. It was the short stroke only. And this connection, the probability of the birdie was approximately 50% from this position. So he have made a stroke from 11 foot and 7 inches to the hole. I need to say that his probability was just approximately 25-30%, but he have made this putt, and he raised the additional advantage, because you know that this was quite a long putting for the first putt. So it seems that he is in good putting form, and that is good information for him. On the next hole, (370 yards to the right far away). It seems that from distance 52 foot, it was the probability of the birdie were approximately, I think that approximately 70 or maybe 80%. But he have made not so good chipping or pitching, and he was in 13 foot and 2 inches to the hole, and probability of the one part from this distance was only 30% for him, and he could not use it. But from the same distance, you see that it was approximately the same distance as in the previous hole, but this time he couldn't make the first putt in the hole. He was very close to it, just 3 inches, but 3 inches is also the stroke. So currently he is on the 13th hole. It's par 3, but he made the stroke on the right fairway. He is not on the green. He is on the 40 foot to the hole, and I think that probability of the birdie will be approximately less than 10%, maybe 3% or something like that. So just to take a look for the Patrick, maybe here we have additional information about his performance. No, he is still preparing to the next stroke. And now we have time to look for the Dustin Johnson performance. We'll try to take a look just for the previous hole, not for both of them. All of them are playing from the 10th hole. So after first stroke, he was on the right fairway. From the fairway, I think that the probability of the birdie from the distance to 70 yards to the hole were approximately 30%, or maybe close to this. And after that, he again made the stroke in the right green side bunker in 72 foot to the hole. I think that probability of the birdie were less than 25% for him. So he made stroke to the green for 13 foot and 5 inches to the hole, and from this distance he has the probability of the first putt in 23%. He could not use it. He was very close, as he usual, for the average distance putting, which is not so bad part of the Dustin Johnson game. Not so better, at least, than his game from the distances 6, 7, 8 and 9 foot. So he could not make the birdie, and now we can try to take a look for his. Okay, he is not hit on the 12th hole. So this is a game. I hope that we can take a look for maybe 2 more holes before I will finish this video. Okay, so what we have, we see that this stroke, the second stroke of the P.Cantlay on the 12th hole, was not so good. From distance 40 foot and 2 inches, he have made the stroke for 18 foot and 5 inches. I think that he lost his advantage, which will rise after first stroke, and this connection currently we can expect that his probability of the one putt is only 20%. Its probability for P.Cantlay from the distances from 15 to 20 foot. So it's not so many chances to expect birdie from him on this hole. How about Gary? So Gary is playing on the par 3 hole, and he have made the stroke from 40 feet. Oh, you see that the information have changed. He have made just the bogey on this hole, but probability from 7 foot and 4 inches for him were 84%. And this connection, it was close to the 50%, and he couldn't make the one putt from this distance. Unfortunately, he was very close to the hole, but it was not. It's a gain. 16 inches is a stroke. So Dustin still not start to play on the shot for him hole on the 12th on this course. And Patrick's still preparing to his putting on the 12th holes also. Maybe they're playing, it seems that they're playing in one flight. Oh no, certainly no. Dustin Johnson even not start. Yeah, sorry, terrible, sorry. I didn't look for this information, so it was my mistake. So, as for me, it's if you're interested in the golf statistics, in my opinion, it's very interesting to make such evaluations because first of all, the figures are changing very quickly, and this connection you are involving in this process in the in the online, and in this case, it's highly interesting to you to. It's highly useful for you to understand the figures, understand the distances, understand the probabilities, and sometimes we're expecting from our golfers okay something that statistically unreasonable, and in this connection we are worried when they are not making putts, for example, from the distance from the 10 feet, 3 meters, 3.5 meters maybe, and for example, for Dustin Johnson, probability in this season from this distance is only 20%. For the Patrick Cantlay is 40%, and for the G.Woodland is 24%. And this connection, sometimes we are not looking for this probability and expecting something better from them. They are playing in the long term, that usually. So we see that we have not a distance, unfortunately, but you see that Patrick could not make a birdie, a third consecutive birdie on the 12th hole, because you know that yes, probability from this distance was not so big even for him, 20% only, and statistically it was highly difficult to expect such a good play for him. Okay, how about Gary? Have he made a stroke? Not it. How about Dustin? No. He's still expecting it, and it's reasonable because it's a short hole, and in this connection it's more reasonable to expect that such a strong players, at least some of them, will be on the green by the first stroke in this connection, and it's not so quickly, maybe not so quickly playing. So I don't want to. Okay, it's new information. The stroke was not so highly good. It was only 276 yards. It seems that he is in quite a good position, but it was right rough in 43 yards to the hole, and I think that 43 yards to the hole, it's not exactly inside this 30 yards. For scrambling, it will be scrambling outside the 30 yards, and I think that the probability of the birdie from this position is approximately 30, maybe 35%. In this connection, we will expect from this distance that at average Justin Johnson usually need 1.66 strokes to be in the hole. So in this connection, probability of the birdie is less than half at least, and maybe it's not so reasonable to expect the birdie on this hole for him after the first stroke. So how about Harry? Yes, he have made his first stroke on the 14th hole, and after this stroke he is on the right fairway and 164 yards to the hole, and I think that probability of the birdie will be approximately 40-45% from this distance. Maybe 35%. Yeah, it's will be a little bit more conservative. I think that maybe to make the next video, maybe in some of next days, maybe tomorrow, day after tomorrow, I will receive more statistical information about this, or maybe other players, about the leaders after first day, and I will better prepare it and will try to analyze it online also. So I hope that you have understand this game, and after that, when I will receive a lot of information from this activity, I could better expect that is my evaluations about the probabilities are working well, or I'm mostly making mistakes and I need to be more conservative. It's quite easy to make the evaluation of the probability for the putting, a little bit more difficult to make them for the longer distances, but I hope that this drill, this mental drill, this strategical exercise will also help to understand that even when we expect that we are sometimes expecting much more better game from our favorites and from the PGA Tour golfers than they really have, and in some cases it's also the reason for us to correctly evaluate our game, because sometimes we are expecting from ourselves much more better results than we can really achieve, and in this connection maybe we are not receiving the pleasure from our game which we could receive even from the current level of our golf skills. So it's too long to expect the next strokes. Thank you very much. Have a good the Players Championship. Have a good golf. I hope to see you on my channel. Have a good day. Bye bye.